On this auspicious day, I am sharing the dais along with Bahumana Shri Sridharan Pilleji, who is in fact, he is a Goan, have come for some days to spend here, probably again. But I consider him as a Goan. Shri Sridharan Pilleji, Shri K.B. Sri Kumar, who is General Manager of Janmabhoomi, Advocate Prakash Babu, District President of Bharatiya Janata Party here, Shri Devadas, Chairman of this Goa Liberation Commemoration Committee. I consider him also as a Goan who has spent almost 40 years in Goa as serving the people of Goa there. Shri Anup Kunnath, General Convener of this Goa Liberation Day ceremony. Shri Madhukar Gore, Janmabhoomi's printer and publisher of Kozhikode unit. Sahodaran Mare, Namaskaram. First of all, let all of us get congratulated. Greetings of the Goa Liberation Day. Goa Liberation is in fact on 19th of December, 2 days from now. But for our convenience, we are celebrating it today here. Why Goa's liberation is to be celebrated? What is the need today? After 64 years, still we have to remember, commemorate the sacrifice which has been done. That in fact is a issue that we have to introspect ourselves. Today, while we commemorate the day, Goa Liberation Day, we have paid tributes to all the families, those who have sacrificed for the liberation of Goa. I was very fortunate and very humbly I pay my pranams to all of you here who have done lot sacrifice their families, life, happiness for liberating our Goa. That also has to be commemorated, remembered every time, every day, just to give the new direction to our next generation to understand what it was. Former Governor Pilleji was just telling us what I could understand is why there was delay in Goa's liberation. When India was independent, got freedom in the year 1947, 14 years after that, Goa was liberated. That is in 1961, that to end of the year. So all these years, what was the reason why it happened so? Goa's freedom or Goa's liberation was in fact not the liberation which was only for Goans. I remember what Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay had said about Goa's liberation. That time, probably Sridharan Pilleji was referring to it. I also don't want to enter into any political comments. But the history and fact tells us the Congress, Indian National Congress that time, I do not know why so, but was against the liberation of Goa. And in their Congress Working Committee, a resolution was passed that if Goa wants freedom or liberation, Goa wants Vimochan, then Goan people should fight themselves. we are not going to do anything. This is what the resolution was passed in Congress Working Committee in Delhi. And afterwards, after few years, Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay started a campaign throughout the country. No, Goa is part of our country and we all are going to fight for it, not only Goans. Whole country is going to fight for it. Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay declared in Delhi, India's freedom is incomplete if Goa is not liberated. That was his statement, public statement. If Goa gets liberation or Goa gets independence, then only India's independence is complete. And then there were many pressures on the government, then government. And ultimately, the people in the government who were opposing for the military action to liberate Goa, they had to go for military action. There were many pressures. But before that, the Goa's freedom struggle was being done by not only by Goans, but outside the people, outside the Goa, outside the state of Goa. I was governor in Himachal Pradesh. There I met two persons who fought for Goa's liberation. One of them was shot dead. I went to Punjab, it was being mentioned here also. He was shot dead at the border of Goa's border, Goa-Maharashtra border. He was entering the state of Goa. He was shot dead by Portuguese people, Portuguese army. I was governor in Bihar, and that time I met at least 4 families. Their family members had participated in Goa's liberation. I went to Madhya Pradesh. I met at least 10 families there, and 2 of them were shot dead at the border of Goa, who were participating in Goa's liberation. You must have heard the name of Jagannath Rao Joshi also. Jagannath Rao Joshi was then Janasangha's vice president, then he became Bharatiya Janata Party's vice president also and MP. A very big orator, he was called as Karnataka Kesari, wrestler he was. Under his leadership, then Janasangha, Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay formed a Goa Vimochan Samiti, Goa Mukti Samiti. And throughout the country, Jagannath Rao Joshi spread this movement. When I came to Kerala, I found there many families here. I was trying to find whether there were any people who were participating in the Goa's liberation movement. There are many families. Unfortunately, only all of them are not here, those who participated. But one person is still surviving. I think he is in Kasargod. He still survives, but his age is not allowing him to move. He participated in Goa's liberation movement. I will be going to his place. On 19th of January, we have organized one function in Raj Bhavan, that is now we call Lok Bhavan. In Lok Bhavan, we have organized one function and we have invited all these families at Lok Bhavan in Tiruvananthapuram. We are celebrating that. This is in fact not celebrating, expressing our gratitude, humble gratitude for the sacrifice the families have suffered. In nutshell, what I wanted to tell you is Goa's liberation movement was not only Goa's struggle from the people of Goa. It was for this whole country. Not only Punjab or Himachal or Bihar or Kerala, Maharashtra, many people from Tamil Nadu, many people from Andhra Pradesh, many people from Gujarat, all of them participated in the Satyagraha. What was the reason for this? Today we many a times we come across one phrase, Ek Bharat Shrestha Bharat. Prime Minister Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi ji has given this slogan, telling that we are a country, we are a one country. And whenever we are a one country, we are a Shrestha Bharat. Ek Bharat, Shrestha Bharat. This was the notion, this was the spirit of our freedom struggle, this was the spirit of liberating Goa. Because a small place like Goa, and that cannot be just tolerated that anybody comes there and rules there for years together. 450 years Portuguese were ruling there. They came there in 1510, and still they were ruling there. Though it was not under them, whole Goa was not under them for 450, about 250 years the whole Goa was under them. But still it was pinching us. So we felt that the people in the other parts of our country felt we have to do something to liberate Goa. The then government, after independence of our country after 1947, was not ready to do anything. Was not ready at all. That time Ram Manohar Lohia came to Goa. And Ram Manohar Lohia had a very big meeting in Goa, that is in Madgaon. And afterwards again the flame of liberation movement started blowing. Then it started flowing there everywhere. Many people, of course, they sacrificed their lives, their families, their happiness. They came out on the streets just to liberate Goa. But it was not only Goans. It was every Indian who was thinking that Goa has to be liberated. My again question to me, why all the people not from Goa also felt that we have to go there to liberate a small place of Goa? Why it was? It doesn't matter if it is a small place or a big place. It is a part of my Bharat Mata, Bharat Amba. That was the spirit of all the people here. We know what the then rulers used to say. When that Aksai Chin was being captured by China, and it was when taken away, and the China's army came there, when the question was asked to Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, then Prime Minister, what are we going to do this? The reply to this of our then Prime Minister was, why are you bothering for a place where not a single blade of grass grows? Why are you bothering? Let it be taken by China. This was the attitude of the government. But this was not the attitude of the people of our country, of Bharat Mata. This was not the attitude. Maybe the attitude of rulers. They may be thinking this way. But people never thought. Even if there is not a single blade of grass grows there, it is part of my country. I have to do anything to liberate that. So that was the same spirit that we all other people in the country were trying to liberate Goa, being even a small place. And that brought liberation to us. In the year 1967, Government of India had to take military action. That time probably I was about 7-8 years old. I remember that the particular war, it was called as Operation Vijay. Operation Vijay was conducted. Our army entered from two sides, one from Maharashtra, one from Karwar and Belgaum, Karwar, all those areas, and another from sea. Our Indian Navy also participated. Indian Air Force also participated. So all our three forces were participated to liberate our small Goa. It was not small. Pride cannot be measured whether it was small or big. But it was part of my country, my Bharat Mata, Bharat Amba. So it has to be liberated. Even if it is 1 kilometer, we will liberate it. That was the spirit that time. And that is the reason why military action had to be taken. Though the then Prime Minister was against military action, he prolonged it. I do not know why. But ultimately, people's will prevailed. What people wanted to say, that prevailed. And then military action, after military action, Goa was liberated. The whole journey of Goa's oppression, the oppression, suppression that was being done by Portuguese is a history now. But history is always there to teach us some lessons. We have to. There are many people in Kozhikode as well as in Kochi, Kasaragod, everywhere, who fled Goa when Portuguese people came there. They are residing here in Kerala. They have become Kerala's people now. They have become Keralite. Nothing wrong in it. They are. But why they had to come flee from there? What was the reason? Because the atrocities committed on them were up to the large extent. Nobody in this country could have suffered such atrocities. And all those atrocities are still remembered by the families of the people who have come to Kerala also. I met many of them here in Kerala, in Kochi, Kozhikode, Ernakulam, then in Kasaragod also, in Trivandrum also. There are many families they have fled from Goa. They still remember because their ancestors, they told them the history, why they have come, what were the atrocities committed by the missionaries there, how their houses were burnt, how they were burnt alive. If you happen to be anytime in old Goa, don't forget to visit one pillar there. There is still one pillar. It is called as Hath Katro Kham in Konkani. You can understand what the meaning of that. Hath means hands, Katro means cutting, and Kham means pillar. All those who refused to convert themselves to Christianity were tied to this particular pillar and their hands were cut. These were the atrocities committed on the people of Goa, who refused to convert themselves. This is just an example. Many such atrocities. All temples were destroyed. All means all. And then that time, I do not know how to call him, but he is now called as Saint Francis Xavier. That Francis Xavier missionary coming from Spain via Portugal. And he came here to Goa and he had written the letters to the then King of Portugal. And saying that the letters are still there. We can read them. The one thing always these Western people, they have done that they have kept record of everything. And we can still understand, read, and we can understand what was their feeling. In that letter, Francis Xavier writes, I feel very happy when I destroy and burn the houses of all those native heirs and all those natives. I cut their hands, and when I hear the cries of all those ladies and young children, who are yet to born, even their cries, I feel very happy. These are the letters of Francis Xavier, still available to be read. Still available. Because of all these things, they fled from Goa. They came here. And then now they are settled. It is not that we want to tell again and again, but we must learn some lessons from all the historical facts. That is the reason why we have to. If we do not understand and if we do not learn, then we are not to be fit to be in any age to live. We must decide ourselves. So that all those atrocities are there in books, historical books, all those books. Even Swatantravir Savarkar has written in his book, all those letters, these Francis Xavier's letters are there recorded. There are many other books also. You must have heard of the Goa Inquisition. The Goa Inquisition. What was that Inquisition? All those atrocities are recorded in those Inquisition. Such a big book it is. Must go through it. The Goa Inquisition. It was not allowed to be published in Goa that time. It was published in Mumbai in the year 1949. And afterwards it came to Goa. So all these things are to be remembered. But we were made free from all such atrocities, all such suppressions, all such oppressions, and we were made as citizens and part and parcel of Bharat Mata, part and parcel of Bharat Amba. And who made it possible? All those freedom fighters who gave their lives, happiness, everything. Everything. They did not care for their education. They did not care for their business, did not care for their family. They did not care for themselves. What was the aim for them? Yes, a small part of my Bharat Mata, my Bharat Desh, has to be liberated at any cost. So that all that pressure was there on the then Indian government, then government at Delhi, and then they took the military action. All these things are to be reported, they are to be learned, must be understood. Now the Goa, the state of Goa is flourishing, going ahead. But there are many other things that are happening. You must have read the incident, what is happening very recently. A fire has been broken in nightclub. I have a different little bit and then I will conclude my. I do not know whether it is proper to speak at this place, but still I will. The fire was there in the nightclub. You must have seen, many of you, if possible, you must have seen the video clip of that. For last 2-3 days I was in Goa and I was trying to understand what was the thing, what was the cause. Cause must be anything. It can be considered as an accident. Can be considered as a purposeful act. Anything. There were many lapses or not. Let the people inquiry commission and committee will be telling us. But my still contention is that what is our thinking today? How this nightclub culture is flourishing and why it should flourish. Culturally, we are a very big heritage. We are having very high heritage, high cultural levels in our country, everywhere. In Kerala, in Goa, in Maharashtra, in Andhra, everywhere. Everywhere we have, in Tamil Nadu also. Now, all this cultural heritage has to be preserved at any cost. And if we are culturally so high and rich, from where this nightclub culture comes? Why we are patronizing? I have full sympathy for the people who have lost their lives in that incident. I have full sympathy for the families of those people who lost their lives also. Our government of India, government of Goa also, they have compensated for that. I know that compensation is not enough because life is not can be measured in any money. But my question to myself and to my all other people is, who is allowing to flourish this culture of nightclub? Why we should allow? I will just tell you one incident in that particular happening. When that fire was broken, fire was there, and one lady came out. She is survivor. She survived. She tells, my husband was there inside. He came, he brought me outside, and he again went inside to bring 3 of my sisters. But those 3 sisters and this one person could not come out. That is very unfortunate. that is very sad. But I am pained at a different angle. Why this family felt that we should go to this nightclub culture and watch all those cabaret dancers, that too at night and at 12:30 in the night, and go there, enjoy there. What was the enjoyment there? If you see the video clipping of that particular incident, you will feel ashamed to see that the girl dancing there. And our people go there for enjoyment. This is this itself saddens me every time. Why should we feel so? This nightclub culture is destroying our culture, destroying our family life. This is exactly what has happened in that beautiful Goa. Tomorrow should not happen in our Kerala also. It should not. Because Goa has given again a lesson now. We have to learn from that. Maybe all permissions were not given or not, that the administration will decide and the inquiry will tell us. But my question to myself and my people is, do we need any such nightclubs in our places, in our country, in our society? What does that indicate? Where are we going? That has to be decided, my dear friends here. You all are very intellectual. I need not elaborate each and every sentence and every incident. But you understand what is to be done. For this, that exactly while celebrating Goa's Liberation Day, I am also pained to see that my Goa is moving towards this culture. My Goa is moving towards this nightclub culture. My Goa is, though it is a touristic destination for whole of world, tourism has its flaws also. So this flaw should not come to Kerala. It is not only the responsibility of government, it is the responsibility of the society also. I will not blame government there in Goa also. Not only government. It is the responsibility of the people. How do we allow such things? We should not. All these things are to be taken care of. And then only, when such things stop, then only my Goa will be a beautiful Goa. Then it will be, in a true sense, it will be a liberated. True sense, it will be an independent. True sense, it is a Goa Vimochan will be celebrated. That is what we have to do. Today we have remembered all those people who have sacrificed their lives, sacrificed their whole families for in the interest of the liberation of Goa. I again pay my tributes to them. I bow down before all of them, and I say thanks to all of you having invited me for this particular function. Nanni, Namaskaram, Bharat Mata Ki Jai.